Life comes with a lot of decisions, and it can be hard to know the right path sometimes. A therapist can help you map out what you really want, so you trust yourself to make great choices and feel excited about the future. BetterHelp offers convenient professional online therapy on your schedule, however you want it, by phone, chat, or video call. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/positive today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/positive.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Now, the greatest story never told with Miles and Thrill.
Welcome once again to the greatest story never told. We are now on episode number 47. What did you say, Mike? Not 47, 12? Oh, man, it feels like we've been doing this forever, Steve.
It's episode 47.
It's almost like
Mike was not here for the 30 or so in between because Mike was slacking. Yeah. Son of a bitch. I don't even know if they got posted.
And just so you know, we do the 4-hour air shift before we cut this podcast normally, so we're absolutely fried when we do this. So excuse us if we sound a little bit loopy, but we've already been talking for 4 hours.
That's why.
We had, and then we had a potential guest that was going to come on the show tonight. I texted our good buddy Josh Medlock.
He's our good buddy now.
And I think he was always a good guy.
No. He was always a good guy. We did not see him that way. We saw him as our mortal enemy who we wanted to murder. Yeah. He's always been a good guy. And as much as I hated him at the time, I've said to Miles ever since, if I ever had to hire someone, he would be the guy because he's a by-the-book guy, and he will not relent from that. That said, as years have gone by and we have created some distance from one another, yes, now we get along.
He went on a little vacation with his lovely wife, who he's been with for probably 75 years, and she is a great person.
She has to be.
They went on vacation, and they listened to all of the Greatest Story Never Told podcast and enjoyed them thoroughly. So thank you for that.
He said it brings back memories.
We have one listener on this bad boy, and we were going to get Josh on tonight, but Josh is he's a busy man. He works for Premier Radio Networks, and they're a division of iHeartMedia, Clear Channel, which is our direct competitor here. He's still willing to
we're in competition with him? I thought we just kicked their ass.
We're not in competition with him directly. But, I mean, as far as the companies are concerned, he works for the other big company. In other words, if we got fired from this company, there's only like 2 or 3 places we can go, and that's one of them.
Yeah, we'd have to be very apologetic to Josh.
We're here to kiss your ass tonight because we know for a fact that the heat's on, so we're going to make sure that we have an open door somewhere. Either way, Josh at the time was the program director for Live 105.7. Now, not only was he the program director, he was the event coordinator. He put together concerts. He had many hats as far as...
That is BS. We see Josh at least once a year now at a specific radio convention. Yeah. And we always have a good laugh. We have a very good time together. And he will tell you, he was not... The only reason he had that job at that particular station, and this is his own admission, he's like, I had to be your babysitter / watch guard because they didn't trust us there.
Yeah.
And based on a story that he said he remembered from back in the days, maybe they were right.
Right. And Josh, like a lot of people, we all have our own things. Like I'm OCD. I'm a neat freak. You walk into my house, and if something is out of order, someone would question what the hell's going on with me. They would think, hey, man, Miles needs help. You know, like it's one of those things.
No, I think that when I walk in your house when it's perfect. Like, bro, your house
is
perfect.
Think that?
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
Because you live there. Your home. And look,
dude.
This is a compliment.
Thank you.
But your home looks like the model home, right? When you go, because it's pristine. It doesn't look like anyone lives there. Everything's organized.
What do you mean I live there? I live there.
But it doesn't look like someone lives because there's nothing out of place ever. In any normal house you go to, there might be a wrinkle on the sofa where you put your fat ass to watch TV. It doesn't mean it's not clean.
All right, okay, fair enough.
I'm just saying, when you walk into your house, you're like, does someone actually live here? Or is this like the model for something else?
Okay, so
you have white couches.
I've got a number of things. They're gray. I have a number of things, like very light gray. I have a number of things that, and Josh is the same way. He's got, and Steve, I know you got your things too. He's got this germaphobe thing, right? So he can't open a doorknob because he's afraid he's going to get sick. I think it's more of a.
He's a germaphobe.
It's not germaphobe as much as I just can't get sick.
He's
it
a
sucks.
germaphobe.
But he's sick more than anybody you know. because
he doesn't get any germs.
He's the sickest man. Yeah, he's always sniffling, coughing, bitching about, like, oh, God, I want to die. Either way, Josh is down in Los Angeles. We will eventually get him on the program. He has some epic stories to tell.
That we don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when I texted him today, he wrote back, he goes, hey, man, should I tell the story about when you guys had, you had a guy that you wanted us to cut off his hand, because Josh collects watches.
It's very nice watches.
I mean,
it's important to him, right?
Other than Charlie Sheen,
right.
This guy has some unbelievably very cool
You're
watches.
a little inaccurate in the story. It's not like we said to a guy. We didn't hire a guy. We were mad at him, as we always were, and put the all call out over the broadcast. Hey, you find Josh, chop his goddamn hand off and take his wristwatch.
Sure.
And then someone showed up to do that.
He texted and said, "Do you want me to tell about the time that a guy came up to me in the parking garage and wanted to chop my hand off and steal my wrist?" Now, granted, this is Baltimore City, so the threat's a little more real. You know what I mean?
I don't remember the story. Miles ran that by me today, and I'm like, man, I feel like we should apologize.
So I was like, sorry.
Because we didn't do it as a joke.
It was a different time.
Right.
Sorry. We're actually actively soliciting on the air for someone to come and cut our boss's hand off and steal his watch because we knew the watch was valuable, not his hand.
But also, he annoyed us, and we thought, all right, leave our boss in one hand, take a watch, and we'd be like, who are you messing with now?
He's the guy that we wanted to lock a monkey in his office. We want to get a monkey from the Baltimore Zoo, and we wanted to get a macaque and stick it in his office. So when he came in,
he's a germaphobe.
A monkey was in there just going crazy with all his papers.
You have to understand, his office was all glass fronted.
It's a glass door.
So the idea that we had was he was out of the office for whatever reason, and he had really pissed us off again. And again, it's not Josh, right? So
it's the management telling him what to tell us.
CBS corporate is the most mundane. Look, they were a bunch of fools. But Josh, true to his job, man, like, look, I don't have to like the rule, but the rules are the rules, right? He's like my brother. Like, you don't have to like it. I didn't ask you if you liked it. So Miles and I, we just wanted to do what we do, right? And we'd always run into interference, and he was the poor guy that had to deal with it. I do not remember what the situation was, but I remember we went on the air, and we actively said, hey, we even called the Baltimore Zoo at this point. We want to rent a monkey for like 2 hours.
Right.
We're going to put it in this goddamn office.
Not a big deal.
Because they're going to pee, they're going to puke, they're going to shred all this crap, and he's a germaphobe. And we thought that was well within the realm of what you could do. Understand one thing about CBS Radio back in the day. Every year you had to sign the employee handbook. And this thing, and I'm not kidding, it was like 75 pages long. And there's everything you could and could not do. Well, we went on there and we solicited for monkeys, and I think it was like 4 hours of soliciting for monkeys. We never got a monkey, but after that particular performance, our boss, Bill Pasha, pulls us in the office. He is not pleased, and he goes, I'm listening to your show today. You guys are trying to solicit for a monkey for the express purpose of ruining someone's day. We said that is 100% correct. And he goes, you can't do that. I said, Bill, I'm going to tell you this. You guys make us sign that employee handbook. There's nothing in there. Nothing in there that says that we can't. Keep in mind, they always made it important. So we said there's nothing in there. So the next year, when the employee handbook came out, one of the rules was, not monkey specific, but soliciting for animals for the purpose of like terrorizing a coworker. We ended up adding probably 8 rules. By the time we left, we added like 8 rules to the employee handbook, and we would do it on purpose because every year when that thing came out, they treated it like the single most important thing we could do. It's the most important document. So we added, you cannot kidnap coworkers, you cannot destroy coworkers' property, you cannot solicit for wild animals, you cannot bring SWAT teams to your events. There's all these things, but in the end, we're like, keep adding to it, because if it's not in your handbook, we can do it.
And Josh was doing the best he could. The boss that hired us initially he'd moved on. He moved up in the world, and we were left with some other people. I was going to bring in a letter I have that we got upon our termination, and the guy,
even though we quit,
and the guy that wrote
Bob Phillips,
the guy that wrote the letter, still he's still in the company, right? You cannot believe just the juvenile tone. You cannot believe it. Like, and Mike, no offense, I know you're a Republican, but this is like Donald Trump. Someone's taking his toy when he's 12. I'll read the letter, all right? But you will know when you read it, like, oh my God, this is the guy that has never had his ass beat. He has a small.
He almost did.
Well,
he almost did.
He is the guy, though.
I was brought him to pain, brother. But look, I know you're some big wig in the company now. If we see each other, I'm going to beat your ass. And look, I already told my boss, if I see you, I got to F you up. It's just something that has
And
to
also
happen.
say this, I know a lot of people in the company. I do. And I've known them for years, and none of them like you. So, like, they really don't, even within our own company. Either way, that doesn't matter, because at that point in time, he's the boss. So we have to, and because of that, Josh has to be a reflection of all of the things that are trickling down through him that he has to come to us.
Josh is, in fact, writing an autobiography called Reflections of an
Yeah, we had to, there was
Don't edit it!
Fine. There's nothing wrong with This is not going over there. No, it's not.
He's a Batholi.
Okay, his gooch is rusty and starfishy. That works. Either way.
I love that works.
Yeah, we couldn't say...
You could have a rusty Gucci backside.
We couldn't say gooch on the air today. We're like, why the hell can't we say gooch? Because I cut myself off. Like, what is the gooch? Do we know what the gooch is?
No one knows what a gooch is.
Yeah.
You can make it... Look, years ago, I heard a guy on the bus say, you ever had a girl stick her tongue in your gilly? To this day, I don't listen. Yeah. I don't know what the gilly is. I can make an assumption, but it could have been ear, eye, nostril, mouth. I think it's a butthole, but I don't know.
So with Josh, and we will get him on, and we will also get Bill Pasha on. There's another member of the staff named Stephen Dreppard, who was instrumental in helping us with everything. We're going to get some of these people on to share some of these stories because, to be quite honest with you, when Josh texted back today that he wanted to tell the story about the guy threatening to cut his hand off in a parking garage in downtown Baltimore for his watch because we asked for it, that he would like to talk about that story, and Steve and I looked at each other and said, what the is that? I don't even remember that goddamn thing.
I don't remember.
And
I feel like if I solicited, because I know how we were, if we brought that dude Josh up, we were angry, right? I feel like I should remember the time that I openly asked for someone to cut his goddamn hand off and steal from him. Yeah. And I don't.
Right.
I just don't. Maybe I'm a terrible person. I'm all right with that.
But we got in trouble back in the day because at that point in time, because Bob was cheap when he was firing people, that there was no Christmas party. And we told the story of the ho down. That's part of our greatest story never told.
Yeah, if you're not going to do it, we'll do it. It turns out maybe we do look out for our coworkers.
Yeah, and so what we did was, and actually they liked us and didn't think we were aloof. And we went and we put on the air an all call for a party. We want to have a facility where everybody from CBS Baltimore can get together. We are going to throw
with
down
listeners, man.
With all of our listeners, with all of the staff. We're going to have a great time. We're going to call
it was the I don't care what Christmas party you've been to. There is no Christmas party better than the two ho downs that we did.
We did a ho down, and by the way, they never had to pay for a party.
Nope.
Because we brought the party for all 4 radio stations, and we bartered the entire thing.
Sure.
We just did it on the air. Does anyone have an event hall? And somebody like, hey, yeah, I got an event hall down here in Clean Burnie. You guys can use our event hall. I don't got nothing going on. You guys can have the whole night. I love your show. So we would do that. And we took advantage of those situations where people would come in. Because, look, they're not going to sell our show. They were never, Howard's on, Don and Mike are on, Tom Likas is on. We're the local show on this radio station. They're trying to figure out a way to generate income, but let's face it, on that radio
sell
station.
It!
Yeah.
It's not hard. How do you generate income from a car? Sell
the car.
Right. So, this is not brains. We're here not like we do this podcast, right? And listen, I enjoy doing the podcast. I like that we can talk to people. I like that we can open up, right? So we get some numbers. I'm not going to give the numbers, but apparently this particular podcast, and I do not know why, it does exceptionally well. Thank you for anyone listening. But they don't do anything to sell it. And I want you to understand very clearly, not like we get money from any of that, but you make yourself a more valuable employee, right? Mm-hmm. Anytime you generate income, that's all it is. And so we do this. You can tell, man, a ton of people are downloading. They don't do anything with it. So stupid abounds everywhere. And at some point,
it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed 20 years.
We went through this 16 years ago with the ho down. So here's this podcast, and you're like, look, just get a sponsorship. We're like, I don't care, but the idea is, then get somebody that wants to be a part of it. How hard is that?
After we push the salespeople, then we got free catering for this event, for the entire air staff, for the entire sales staff, promotion staff, business staff, everybody at that radio station, everybody in that building. They had a free party, and it was on us. And no one else had to do anything. They didn't have to lift a finger. They didn't have to do anything. We had the entire thing taken care of.
It's the problem with radio.
Yeah.
Listen, and I don't know if it's any other industry. Now, everyone can bitch about the industry. I'm not here to bitch about the industry, but
we had raffle prizes.
But anything,
we had charity events.
But anything that's broadcast, like the entirety of any company making money, it's sales, right? I mean, that's it. It's broadcasting. I mean, the reason this is free is because they do it through sales. And it stuns me, not salespeople. They want to make money. It stuns me how stupid management is. For decades, you go like, Jesus Christ, guys! What do I don't want to be a part of that.
So, Mike,
my God, man.
we come to this. We've come to this dilemma where we wanted to take you guys out for dinner, right? Because you guys have busted your ass for a year, and dealt with our crap, right, and all that.
We didn't say you did it well, Mike. We just said you busted your.
Mike, you do an awesome job.
Yeah,
we know that. We know how hard you work and how you bust your ass.
I would say that Mike's the hardest working person on this show, for sure.
Yeah, we want to take you out to dinner. But ultimately, I think what we've come down to is we don't really want to pay for it. So
I wouldn't either.
No.
I'm expensive. I'm an expensive
it's okay. So what are some of your favorite restaurants?
Some of my favorite restaurants.
Yeah, right now, just one at a time.
To be honest with you, I don't go too far out of Issaquah like Las Margaritas.
Wait, Las Margaritas, what would you get there?
I get my patented Chili Colorado. That is
Colorado.
That is my favorite.
Las Margaritas?
That sounds like a dirty sex movie.
Las Margaritas?
Yes.
This podcast is brought to you by Las Margaritas in Issaquah. Come down and have the world famous
Chili Colorado.
Mike Hawk from the men's room loves it, absolutely thinks it's great. If you would allow us to come in for dinner, you can be the sponsor of this great podcast. What is your next favorite place for dinner?
Probably got to be Stan's Barbecue.
Stan's Barbecue, some of the best Kansas City barbecue in all of Seattle. Authentic, delicious.
It
you
is,
get
man.
What's the plate called?
Honestly, I get the family plate.
Family
it's fantastic.
plate.
It's made of actual families.
The greatest podcast, greatest story never told podcast is brought to you by Stan's Barbecue in Issaquah.
Let me
seriously
vouch for-
go and get the meat plate, right?
Right.
Maybe we can work this out with Stan, and we can come down
He's a
and we
good
can eat.
dude.
Like, look, man, payola. I'm not sure if it works on podcasts. I'm sure we're going to have a meeting to find out. All we know is no one else is going to sell this. We're going to sell it right
ourselves.
now. What else we got?
Wait. Let me vouch for Stan's. I was in Kansas City a couple of years ago. The Baltimore Ravens played the Kansas City Chiefs at least once a year. Me and a group of friends that are also from Baltimore, we would go to one quote-unquote foreign stadium to watch the game.
Nice.
I'm a smoker. And look, people can bitch about smoking. You can also kiss my ass. But when you smoke, you meet a lot of people. So we went outside, and I'm smoking in the parking lot. This guy comes up. We start talking about the game. He asked me and we're at a barbecue joint, understand?
Yep.
So the guy, how's you in Baltimore? I said, well, I live in Seattle now. What's the food like? I'm like, the food is absolutely horrible, but I love barbecue. And he goes, well, my buddy Stan, and I'm not piecing it together at this time, he has opened a place just outside of Seattle. All right, and he tells me all the things that this guy Stan has done, and if you get the chance, go to Stan's place. Fast forward, so Mike and Ted, you guys went to Stan's over the holiday break, whatever.
Yeah, on New Year's Eve.
And I hear Ted talking about it, and I'm like,
You know this. It sounds familiar.
wait a minute, man. I talked, not Stan himself, but a friend of Stan's who told me the whole thing. So the fact that you guys liked it as much as that guy said I would like, to me, it's a voucher.
Okay. Mike, what's your email, by the way?
My email?
Yeah, what's your email?
Is
it Hawk or is it not?
No, it's not.
So what's is it the men's room?
At mensroomlive.com.
At mensroomlive.com.
That's what.
If you want to be a sponsor to this podcast, thousands and thousands of people listen. What's your next what's your next sponsorship? We're going to do this. We're going to just sell this thing.
I'm down.
And get it over with. And
Because they won't do it.
And then
I don't want to do this.
Yes, you
but the
do.
people, no.
Yeah, you do.
All I want
Yeah,
to
you
do.
do.
No, I don't. Listen, all I've ever wanted to do is perform and have fun, man. I was a little kid. I hear Dr. Demento on the radio.
No,
To
Steve,
me,
this has to be sold.
That's the fun of it. And then no matter what we do, we're told there's people that do things. But to prove that someone does something, they have to
Listen to
do
it. Okay.
something. They have done nothing. So now we're doing what these clowns should do. And they assure us. They assure us.
Because they're going to go and talk to all these
Hundreds
people.
of people.
What's the next dinner place you want to go to?
There's a bar out there that
Do
I like.
not say Olive
Is it
Garden,
Rogue?
you
Is it
son
Rogue
of a
Brewing?
bitch.
I do love Olive
I
Garden. It's
know.
fantastic.
Is it Triple X Burger?
No. The Joker.
The Joker.
Great
This
pub.
podcast brought to you by the Joker and Issaquah. What do they have?
They have anything. They have burgers. They got salads. They got fries. They got wraps. They got.
What do you get?
I get. There's a good burger I have. I forget the name of the burger, but it's a fantastic.
But it's a burger.
It is.
All right, what's on it? You don't need the name. What's on it?
Just your man. It's me. It's the standard stuff. It's a burger with cheese and lettuce and tomato.
God damn it. Yeah. I thought you said like bacon and hollandaise. All right. You are such a son of a bitch. You are. Someone said it earlier today. Mike, you were born at 50 years old.
Not far off. No.
That's okay. That's okay. We are going to get a sponsorship for this podcast.
No, we're going to do it ourselves.
Without question. The Pacific Inn in Fremont is one of my favorite places to go. They have some of the best fish and chips in the world. We would love for them to sponsor this podcast. There's a number of places. The Boxcar in Magnolia has some of the best wings. We will trade you. We'll trade you the sponsorship for this podcast as long as we can get it cleared through the fine folks here in sales for free chicken wings. They run spots all the time. Come to Daniel's. Okay, that sounds great. We're going to try to pull the same thing off and send it the other way. So, if anyone would be interested,
do it. Let's just listen. If it's
should
something
we
that
do
was
it, or
going
should we
to
leave
be
it to
done,
them?
leave it to who? The people that have done nothing? Let me ask you this, and maybe it's because I'm a parent. Maybe it's because I'm 50. But at some point in your life, you establish certain things that you understand are the rules of engagement. All right? So if this group of people or that group of people, if what their job is to do, they have not done, I don't disparage them, but you cut them out of your life. You cut the toxic stuff out. We will take care of it, because otherwise they already goddamn would have. We're on episode 47
Mike,
of the podcast.
you know who this podcast is brought to? 47?
That's what you said.
I thought I said 75.
It is possibly
This podcast is brought to you by Chambers Bay Golf Course, home of the 2015
Wait, no,
US
no.
I'm getting golf.
Wait, no,
I'm getting golf
no.
by the
Brought to you.
I'm getting golf by the
It is brought to you by John Barbados Shoes, size 13.
Oh,
and
no, 12s.
13.
And 12.
13
And
John
12.
Barbados and Fluvog shoes, size 13. Trying to think what else I like.
Yeah.
Ooh, musicians.
Not Guitar Center.
Yes, Guitar
Don't
Center.
do that. I don't play an instrument.
Well-
how the hell am I going to score on that?
You play eggs. I play bass. I just want bass strings, bro. That's all.
Okay.
Whoever. You know what?
Hey.
I'm just going to list everyone I
Here's
like.
the deal.
What?
Here's the deal.
What?
We will drive to your business and sit down with a business proposal that they plan. If you think for 1 minute you could sponsor this show, you could give us $1. It wouldn't matter because they don't have $1 on this thing. You could give $2, and you know what they'd say? Oh, that's better than the $1 the motherfuckers before actually gave us. So if we get $5, you are in. You're the sponsor to the greatest podcast, the greatest story ever told. Ever. Is that good? Never told?
Never.
And
Damn it. Wait, what's the name of this?
And one day we'll get to Josh on the line and go, Josh, you're not going to believe this.
We're going to have him sponsored.
You're right.
You owe us money, Josh.
You know what? If it's up to Josh, I know the place. It'll be Elmer's in Palm Springs, California. I'm not kidding you. I know Josh Medlock. Damn it, we're going to get this thing sponsored, Josh. And if you come on the show, we promise you a free breakfast at Elmer's in downtown Palm Springs, California on the house. Because we love you. Yeah.
Let's get this
Enjoy yourself.
You've been listening to The Greatest Story Never Told with Miles and Thrill on radio.com.
Oh, man! A Double Flush production.